off the heroes with Lil Durk and Lil Baby. I want to know what y'all rank it. It was, I believe, 17 tracks. What do you rate that album out of 17? Spam it up right now. Let me know what y'all feel. It was 18? It was 18. My bad. I'm sorry. Some people say garbage. Some people say go hard. Some people say 15 out of 18. Some people say, was it 17 or 18? Some people like it. I'm going to be honest with you. This is my assessment. I was really impressed on most. I think certain tracks were throwaway tracks, and when you get these joint albums, you're gonna have throwaway tracks, right? So you're gonna have some tracks that neither of them want to put on their projects, so they probably just sent it to the other one and be like, yo, hey, could you just finish this? And because now they got two verses, they're not gonna fucking throw it away, so they put it on a joint album. It would never be on a Lil Baby project nor a Lil Durk project. And some of these songs came across like that, but for some of these songs, they're actually really good. And I'm going to be honest with you, my overall takeaway coming into this, I was singing the praises of Lil Baby. I'm like, that's the guy. Yo, he's going crazy. This and third. Yo, he's the best. He's the guy. Whatever. But I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't Lil Baby who impressed me more than what I expected. It was actually Durk. I think Durk did well on this particular project. Again, I think Baby's been on a streak of not missing. So I think this tape could only hurt Baby while it could only help Durk. Durk has never had this much mainstream attention, while, truth be told, Baby is getting some of the nods of people saying, oh, he's the one to carry the baton or take the baton from Drake. So we're looking for these ridiculous verses, him not being able to miss, hits on top of hits on top of hits. I'm going to tell you one thing I noticed, and I could be completely wrong with this, right? I heard him use a lot of familiar flows, a lot of familiar cadences, and I thought for a second, I'm talking about Baby, I was like, in the last year and a half, we really love Baby. But can I foresee in like a year and a half from now or 2 years, people basically saying what they say to everybody who they love? Yo, you sound the same on every track. Yo, you're just repeating yourself. Somebody said, oh, they bought a house yesterday. Oh, congrats, Vader Wait. You know, I love to see my chat niggas doing great. So everybody clap it up. You know, spam W for Vader Wait. But yeah, that was my takeaway. Oh, and by the way, oh shit, I just won my parlay. I just won like $1,000. I was waiting for LeBron to get. That's what I was watching on the lower screen. I was waiting for LeBron to get 6 assists. He got 7. By the way, Lakers, they're down by like 11. There's 3 minutes to go. I still think they're losing. I think LeBron is, showing that he did not give up because they were down by like 30. But I don't think they're gonna win this. I think LeBron could write the season off too. I need help. I think people could blame this one on AD. But anyway, I digress from my point. I think this tape helps Durk more than it helps Baby. I heard on a couple of these tracks, Baby had the same flow, the same cadences as some songs we already love. Like the cadence that he had on Me, I heard some of the same type of flows or rhyming schemes and patterns on this, except it just, maybe because I heard it already, or I thought to myself, I'm like, could in a year or two we look at Baby and say, bro, it looks like you just sound the same. You sound like the last hit and the last hit before that. Not saying that's happening currently, but it made me think about that when I was listening to this project, because a lot of the stuff that I was hearing sounded familiar to music he already had out. All right? And again, I'm going to give him a pass because these are throwaways, which means the throwaways might sound like the hits. That's the reason why they're throwaways. So, this is what it is. What do y'all think? Y'all agree with that? Yeah, like, no, there's few times Baby finds like these crazy flows. And here's the thing about like us rap fans, right? And this is why, like, I know somebody gonna be like, Ak, you always gotta bring everything back to Drake. That's why really Drake Run is so great too, right? Because like He'll find a dope flow, we'll like it, and then literally, oh, hold on, let me sit back down at the table. Literally, we'll get mad at him for keeping that flow for too long. Recently, this is Dirk's new flow, not Dirk, I mean, Baby's new flow. Recently, this is Dirk's new flow, not Dirk, I mean, Baby's new flow. The flow he had on Wants and Needs, he does this thing where he's not catching a breath at all, and he's just, and he's doing it really melodically, and it looks like he's going crazy. Now, it's almost, he's not really rapping double time, but he's rapping faster, and that should really come across dope. Except, it was dope on Wants and Needs. Remember, I came on yesterday and I said, yo, I think he rap better than Drake on Wants and Needs, right? But then you hear him, you doing the kind of the same thing, and unfortunately with music is that you don't get to run the game by doing the same trick too many times. We get used to it. So he did it a couple times on here, and I was like, heard this before. Again, I'm not making a complete statement on how I think, everything is going with him in his career currently. I think he's still poised to be, quote unquote, running the game. All I'm just saying to y'all is that I understand maybe people forecasting that, because when I was listening to this, I was like, But also, let me give him the credit, because I believe he's kind of been here before. Remember when he did the joint album? The joint album exposed him when he did the one with Gunna, right? Because there was so much hype going into that Drip, what was it? Drip Harder album, or what was it called? I forgot what it's called. But it was Gunna and Baby, and there was so much hype going into it that it was a little bit disappointing that he didn't live up to it. And it was hard to live up to because both of them were dropping classic, quote unquote, mixtapes or street mixtapes. We were thinking if they're going to collab on a joint album, it got to be a classic. And it wasn't trash, but it was okay. And that's what most collab albums are. Like, I don't think this album is amazing. I think it's cool. Now, I think it does more for Durk than it does for Baby. But for Baby, I took away, man, this nigga could sound alike a lot. With Durk, I'm like, oh shit. Durk is actually saying some shit. On every song, I hear Durk saying some shit. I don't know. I like Durk's performance on that. Please spam your thoughts.